people whether or not, not knowing drag 101 and as actually knowing the lyrics to your lip sync, because that's what you're supposed to do as a drag queen. That's the first thing you should be doing, besides making sure that your wig is on right and tight and making sure your makeup is blended. Also, knowing the lip sync. Okay, there's three things. Let's talk about Kenya Pleaser. So, Kenya Pleaser is, well, she was eliminated from the show, I think last week. Oh, Felix, by the way, thank you for sending me the prices right. I seen that you sent it to me in the thing. Um in the message in my messages. So I'll get to that after the fact. But anyway, let's get into the Kenya Pleaser story. So Kenya Pleaser is opening because I remember hearing stories about this, especially when I be watching Scorpios over there on YouTube, which is a viewing party on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. If you need something a little more exciting outside of Roscoe's, because Roscoe's, y'all been a little crunchy as of late with y'all interviewing and stuff. I watched maybe 20 minutes of Mikey's episode and I had to turn it off. I was so bored. But Scorpios be giving me my life. They be having the co-hosts on there, they bring queens on, and they actually converse with them both like maybe like a half an hour before the episode. So it's not just, oh, let's get to the stage, let's welcome the queens up here, and let's get in a introduction real quick before we gotta get right into the episode. You get a full situation. So I've been liking Scorpio so far until y'all start trying to pull that shit over there at Roscoe's where y'all want to charge people $2 to see unchoppy versions of your show. So hopefully y'all keep it the same way. But anyway, so Kenya Pleaser actually is, well, one of the things about Scorpios, because Kenya Pleaser is from South Carolina, and I believe the show is filmed at one of the clubs in South Carolina. They have been talking about how Kenya has been going through it this season because a lot of the fashion she's been wearing, she's had to create them herself because she got stood up by a lot of designers. She had put in for a lot of clothes from designers to make, and they pretty much didn't deliver. And so now she had to go to social media and clap back at the designers who left her hanging while filming for the currently airing season. So fans love to critique the queens who compete every season on RuPaul's Drag Race, but many are unaware of just how stressful it is to prepare as a contestant on the hit reality competition show. The queens have to create a stunning runway package before the travel to Los Angeles to film, which can be extremely complicated, expensive, and time-consuming process in a very short time frame. Besides the outfits, the stars have to do their best at excelling in a variety of challenges that range from comedy to acting to performance and so much more. As the latest queen of Sashay Away on season 18 of Drag Race, Pleaser is keeping it real on just how tough it is to try to impress Mama Ru. She said, quote, "My run on Drag Race was very polarizing. I had some good moments, but I had some low lows. It humbles you in a way. I'm on the show that shaped me as a black queer boy and I bombed, but bitch, I did it. I showed up to work and I just had fun." This is what she told Out. Now, with such tight deadlines to create fashionable looks ahead of the season, Pleaser ran into conflict with a few designers that she tried collaborating with. She said, "I had problems with my runway and designers, but bitch, I had my suitcases, a big personality, and a smile. Preparing for the show was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. It was a mess getting ready for the show. Fuck you to the people who fucked me over, but I'm damn proud of myself for sure." As if the build up to filming a show like Drag Race wasn't hard enough, these talented queens also have to face critiques from the judges and the worldwide fan base once the show hits the air. Now, one notable Drag Race alum who's been outspoken on season 18 thus far is none other than season 16 finalist Plain Jane. She's gone on record multiple times saying there are no stars among the current season of Queens. Well, Pleaser was having a clapback at the diva, said, "Didn't she go home first on the show with well, did she go home first on a show that no one watches? Who the fuck watches House of Villains? Who is that show for? I love Plain No Shade. Plain, I don't have to wear a breastplate to have big titties. You do." And I was like, yes, look, I live for Kenya. Kenya was giving my life this season. And I don't understand why people were so hard on her. People were being real shady and real nasty and real mean in the comments about Kenya. I mean, I don't read the comments, but I was hearing stuff about that Kenya was going through with. And a lot of y'all don't know what these girls have to endure and what they go through in regards of putting a show like Drag Race together. I kind of wish they would get rid of these designer packages where it's like you have to damn near take out a mortgage on your house in order to pay for a designer to come design your shit. I think they just need to change the format of you girls really have to go in and learn how to sew. Now, for those of y'all that can go in there and get a bunch of outfits together and get a bunch of help and people that can help you put together a package of fashions and looks and things, hooray for you. But those who be out here struggling, that's why I feel like y'all got to really get in y'all drag queen bag, which was drag on a dime. Like back in the day when drag queens didn't have the financial wherewithal to put together an outfit, they found a way. A lot of New York girls, they learn how to sew, they learn how to put an outfit together, or they would mop looks from certain spots, designer stores, or whatever the case was, and they would go out and they would work and do what they got to do to get up in and do the shows and stuff at the clubs. So y'all just got to think back to the guerrilla style of how drag was. I understand this is a big TV show. I understand that this is the opportunity for you to get bookings and things and do all these other things at different places. But I kind of wish they didn't this show wasn't so overproduced that it's like y'all have to come with the craziest and the most glamorous of looks so that way y'all can outshine this person and y'all can have a moment on TV. I kind of wish it wasn't that pressure, but Drag Race is a TV show. It's not about the celebrating the art of drag, which is why I always find it funny that Kenya Pleaser and I was like, or you had certain that other bitch that was over there on what's her name, Sminty, her little 24 pound in weight ass that don't be wearing breasts and look like a boy in a damn dress. Have the nerve to talk about throw shade at banana rama. I don't know the bananas and the jammas. I'm like, sis, first of all, you should know as a drag queen that drag 101, besides you putting your little outfit together and trying to look cute, the first thing you need to know, regardless of who the artist is, it's called lip sync for your life. So if you're gonna get up on stage and lip sync, at least know the words. Doing watermelon and the whole thing trying to act like you know the words, that ain't gonna cut it. Not in 2026. As a drag queen, at least know the words. That's what queens in actual clubs had to do. That's what you do on TV. And you flopping around, and I'm just talking in general. I'm not saying this because Kenya Pleaser is in the picture and she big, but flopping around the stage doing dips and shit like a goddamn whale on stage is not, flopping around like a fish out of water. That's not gonna cut it no more. Doing the stunts and all that is not it's part, and you can add that into the thing, but that's not all a performance is on stage. Because when I used to go to drag shows, well, I won't say used to, I still do drag shows, but when I would go to drag shows before Drag Race was a thing, queens weren't getting up there doing all that shit that y'all be doing up on stage. There were girls that be out here giving you the full on Jasmine, not Jasmine Kennedy Davenport fantasy. You see how Kennedy be up there dancing. That was how the girls was dancing. They wasn't doing all that. I gotta do a dip and I gotta do voguing, nogging shit that y'all be doing on stage because y'all seen other queens doing it, and you think that that's the way that's going to get you saved on the show. So y'all just be copying and reheating every other previous queen's nachos for a moment. That's not how the queens was performing back in the day. So, um, get up there, know the words, and I kind of wish they didn't focus so much on the fashion stuff, but this is what Drag Race is. I guess it's all about the pomp and the circumstance and all that other stuff and pleasing people on TV and it's all that stuff. So it's taken it's diluted what the art of drag really is. But shout out to you, Kenya. You had a good run, and hopefully you'll fare better if you decide to do All Stars 12. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding Kenya? Please are calling out the designers who did her dirty. She won't be the first nor the last that had to endure that. Because there's been many girls that have come on the lives or done in interviews and says, yeah, a designer was supposed to come through with a couple of looks and um it didn't happen the way it was supposed to, and I had to figure it out. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.